And now, coming live from MainEventMadness.com and presented by Spreaker, it's Main Event Madness Night of Champions pregame show. You can call into the show by calling 305-600-4708 and tweet with us during the show at John MEM Radio. And now, here are your hosts for this afternoon's show, John Curry and Wayne Daly.
I'm gonna be a champion. Yeah, I got what it takes. Risk it all, make my own fate. Yeah, I'm gonna be a champion. All the glory and the fame, just sitting in my own plane. I'm gonna be a champion. Silhouettes in the spotlight, cash falling from the sky. Yeah, I'm gonna be a champion. So all it takes is one night for me to turn around my whole life. Say it's easy coming up and trying to be the best. I'm calling bluff up a guitar.
All right, guys, welcome to Main Event Madness Night of Champions pregame show. It is September 20th for those of you who don't know that, or it is September 21st for those of you living around the world like somebody who we wish could have joined us today. That total climbed very quickly, actually, the more I think about it. But nonetheless, guys, how are you all doing? I'm John Curry. With me, I got a couple different folks. I got Joe Israel with me, who tagged along from last month's pregame pay-per-view pregame show. How you doing, sir?
Pretty good. Happy to be back.
Absolutely happy to have you. And we couldn't get him away. I don't remember what his excuse was last month, but we got him away from the match of the day and everything going on over there in his little comfy Ireland. Our quote-unquote producer / quote-unquote secondary co-host now, Mr. Wayne Daly is with us. Like he should have been last month.
First guy in the room. How you doing?
I fucking hate you. And making his long-awaited debut on this very shindig, his long-awaited, highly anticipated blockbuster debut is Mr. Chris Lugo. He's a columnist / contributor to MainEventMadness.com. Hello, sir.
Morning.
That's morning somewhere. Actually, I think it's morning down under. But nonetheless, guys, we got a giggity. We got an interesting pay-per-view to say the least tonight. But I got a few things I'm going to touch on before I get to that. For those of you who don't know, the last month or so has been a little bit tumultuous, to say the least, for the show. Our normal weekly show is on hiatus, if you guys didn't see that on our Facebook page. Unfortunately, with schedules and a few other factors, Al is no longer able to do the show, which is a pretty big blow to the show. But as we said on there, thank you to Al for the year and a half or so of fun and great shows and great laughs that we had with him, and great yelling sessions between him and Wayne.
Yeah, it was quite enjoyable.
I know it was. But the show, like Vince McMahon always says, the show must go on. Al's going to be sticking with us at a part-time role. He's going to be he's going to be around a little bit, not nearly as much as he used to be. But he's going to be around from time to time, and he's going to be in the background on the website side of things. Which, by the way, because I know he's going to listen to this, I'm calling him out, Wayne. I got to call him out. Get the damn website up, would you? Like, you can't click shit on that thing. Sorry. Call him out on it. But nonetheless, guys, Mark Madison, who you guys may have heard last month during our SummerSlam pregame show, is going to be my new co-host for the show starting November 4th. And we're going to have an interview airing on that show, Wayne.
Already locked in?
Yes. It'll actually be recorded fairly shortly. But we're going to have from Lucha Underground, among several other places, Vampiro. We're going to have an exclusive interview with him. Maybe not the first show we come back, but we're definitely going to have an interview with Vampiro coming soon. So, yeah, that was that little bit of a surprise that I was trying to tell you about. Well, I wasn't trying to tell you about, I was trying not to tell you about, I should say.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, pretty much. But Nonetheless, guys, Night of Champions taking place in, 3.5 hours, whatever the hell it is.
My only gripe with Night of Champions being on tonight is the fact. My only gripe with Night of Champions being on tonight is the fact that it goes up against Packers and Seahawks.
Listen, you guys couldn't beat the Seahawks couldn't beat the Rams. They're not going to beat you guys.
And the Rams just lost to the Redskins as well.
That's
so hopefully
those 2 or 3 people nationwide or worldwide that actually drafted Kirk Cousins to start for them are probably very happy today. I know actually who's not happy is Chris. His fantasy league's not going too well for him.
Just one. The rest are fine.
At least your paid one's going good though.
Yeah, kicking my stepdad's ass.
All right, you don't have to sugarcoat it. He ain't gonna listen to it, just like you never listened to it.
We're doing something?
It's just the one thing that I can't get into. It's fantasy kind of football things. I get into it for like a week, and then I forget about my team.
It's Dungeons and Dragons for jocks.
Kind of. But,
Wayne's right. Between the football and the Emmys, there's a lot of other stuff on tonight. So.
Mets game, guys. Mets game.
Mets-Yankees Subway Series, a very, Chris, this is probably the biggest series between the Yankees and the Mets since the World Series.
And this is why I have heart palpitations. I can't handle it.
You have a 10-game lead in your fucking division, and we're 3-4 games back, and you're having heart palpitations?
We've blown bigger leagues in shorter time, man. Come on.
I'm trying to be nice here. Well, Wayne, scoreboard alert. I'm pretty sure the Patriots just won.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, because that bullshit call. But anyway, guys, what kind of gets me? God damn. Okay, your Nationals aren't going away completely, Chris. They just killed the Marlins 13-3. I kind of had a good laugh, Wayne, watching Raw last week, and Michael Cole went out of his way to say, this is the one night a year where all the championships are on the line. It's Night of Champions. And then I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, they've literally had every title defended on every single pay-per-view.
They actually haven't, though.
Except the Fastlane, when Bork Laser wasn't there to defend the WWE title.
Did they not have it before SummerSlam as well? The Money in the Bank, I think Ryback was injured.
Oh, that's right. Ryback is Intercontinental Champion. I don't really pay attention to him. He's not. He's trying to be Daniel Bryan, and he's failing very miserably. But before we run into some predictions here, what's I'll run down the line here. What's a match you guys are looking forward to? I mean, yeah, I'll start with the newbie here. What's a match you're looking forward to tonight, sir?
Honestly, both of Rollins' matches.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens, especially with the United States title match. And Wayne, is it true what Al told me last week that the WWE World Heavyweight title match is kicking off the show?
No. What the current plans are is that the United States Championship match kick off the show.
Well, that would make sense.
The WWE title match will end the show. Kind of taking an idea from what Ring of Honor kind of usually do. Ring of Honor would put like a TV title match on first. If if it was Jay Lethal tonight for Ring of Honor, they'd put Jay Lethal on first and then put him on last.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily say that they're taking the idea from Ring of Honor, because I mean, if you look at the past and what pay-per-views have had a guy work 2 matches, I mean that's kind of the standard, that you put them in the earliest match to try to give them as much of a break in between them as possible.
It is still an odd coincidence that this year seems to be the year all the companies want to have one guy hold 2 belts and defend them at the same time.
Wait, is TNA got it too?
So Evolve.
Oh, Evolve's doing it too?
Polsky's company, they also have it. They still have their Dragon Gate USA title, even though that company doesn't really exist anymore.
Okay.
Along with the Evolve title. And I think the same person holds both of them. I don't follow it very closely, but...
Yeah, it's Timothy Thatcher.
Right. And of course, ROH has been doing it for a couple months now. Jay Lethal has had both of the championships.
Yeah, well, I mean, don't get me wrong, WWE is ripping off Ring of Honor. But, I don't know. Wayne, what's a match you're looking forward to tonight?
I'd probably surprise all of you by saying Nikki Bella versus Charlotte.
I mean, I think what happened on Monday kind of spoils what's going to happen tonight.
I actually think those two women are going to get a good 20 minutes tonight, and they're going to show everyone that's bitching and complaining about Divas Revolution. That's personal opinion. Whether it happens is another thing.
Where is the show tonight? Is it in a hostile environment, or is it in a relatively decent
Houston,
environment?
Texas. So it's just like a short trip for
I thought they're in Dallas.
No, it's Houston.
Is it Houston?
Yeah, it shouldn't be too horrible of a crowd. They theoretically will not be chanting for Sasha Banks the entire match.
You never know with WWE crowds.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh there. I just saw a picture of Seth Rollins with his Money in the Bank briefcase, and then he's got the WWE title, the U.S. title, the IC title, both tag belts, and the Divas title.
Yeah, but he's no Ultimate Dragon. Let's put it that way.
Or Kurt Angle back like 10 years ago. We had every belt in ECW, or TNA. Might as well be ECW, the same fucking thing.
Have you ever seen the Ultimate Dragon picture? Where he has like 37 different titles on
Yeah.
But, Joe, what are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm gonna go with the tag title match. Just 'cause I think the New Day is probably the most entertaining thing the WWE has going right now. And the WWE is their first pay-per-view match, so I don't know that the match is going to be amazing, but it should be. I think the crowd will probably be really into it because, as I said, the New Day is so entertaining, and the Dudleys at that Raw got such a huge ovation. I'm not sure if they're still getting those types of reactions. I haven't seen Raw in the last couple of weeks, but I'm sure that'll still be a fun match. The Dudleys are still in great shape. Like, they can still, have decent matches. So I think that'll be a fun one.
I feel like Bubba got better with age.
He does.
Yeah, he probably has, yeah. I saw them at I don't know, John, I don't think you went to the WrestleCon Super Show, did you? The Dudleys made an appearance there during WrestleMania weekend.
Mm-hmm.
The same night as the Hall of Fame. And they looked pretty good. I mean, they're huge. They are huge guys. But they looked pretty good.
Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. You wanted to say something, Chris. Go ahead.
He was taking a nap. He couldn't have gone.
Listen, it's been well established on this show that I fell asleep during Larry Zbysko's speech. I'm pissed that I fell asleep during Bruno's. Like, that kills me, especially not even just because he's been on the show, but I don't know. He's one of those guys when he talks, I just
Fall asleep.
Sure.
Go fuck yourself. No, I try to pay attention as much as possible when I'm awake. Go ahead, Chris. Say it one more time. Go ahead. You want to get it out of your system? Go ahead. He's going to reserve it for later. But I think for me, I think the WWE title is an interesting one to follow, because does Seth retain over Sting? Does Sting win? If Sting wins, does he hold the belt until tomorrow, or dare I say Hell in a Cell? Does Sheamus cash in?
Can I cut you off for 1 second? I don't know if
You already did.
I don't know if you guys had this conversation here or not, but
We haven't had a show in 2 weeks, so we probably haven't.
but I still see it as two titles, because sometimes they refer to it as like past winners of the big gold belt. They say that they were WWE World Heavyweight Champion, or sometimes they just say he was Heavyweight Champion, or sometimes they just say he was WWE Champion. They interchangeably do that.
Well, that's what happens when you merge two belts.
Well, right, but
You can't fudge history and say that they were this champion that only existed for 2.5 years, or a year and a half, whatever the hell it is.
No, but they do that interchangeably too. Like, they'll say one and then the other, and it's like, okay, which is it? Stick with one, please.
Right. What were you going to say, Wayne? I think it was Wayne. One of you guys were about to... It sounded like we're about to say something.
I was just going to say earlier, you were talking about the possible endings for the main event. I'm curious if they, do another possibility they didn't mention is they do some sort of schmozzy DQ finish, And if that happens, this will be the third pay-per-view in a row with one of those. So it'll be interesting to see if they do that. If
Well,
there's
it would be
backlash
even
against that.
You'd have to go back even.
You're paying $9.99. WWE going to do that to you instead of you paying $54.99.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't mind it if it actually advances a storyline, as long as eventually there's a winner to a match. I honestly usually don't mind it, but I know other people have definitely started to notice it and have started complaining about it.
Oh, because they think they're the only name in town. They could start getting lazy again. But Joe, to your point, I think you can go back even further than that, because you had the bullshit ending at Money in the Bank, where
Oh right, yeah.
the ladder match, where he had the belt for like 5 seconds and
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
What was that? That was Battleground when Dean.
Elimination Chamber.
What is Elimination Chamber when Dean
was
was supposed to have been champion, and then Money in the Bank when he had the shitty finish, and then obviously Battleground, and then SummerSlam.
I freaked out when that happened.
I know you did. I was gonna wear the Ambrose shirt today, but it's still wet from laundry because I waited until like 9 in the morning to do laundry today. Actually, no, I should say like 10:30 because I wasn't up at 9 o'clock. But
my only thing though with the title matches tonight for Seth is something's got to happen. Either he's got to change something. The run-ins are getting stale if they weren't already, and he's kind of still one-dimensional with his heel. They got to do something. I wouldn't even mind seeing him be the good guy. Obviously, he'll instantly lose the title because good guys can't have main titles for more than like a day.
Well, yeah, because they always think that babyfaces chasing a belt
which is true. It's hard to have a good guy hold the title. It just always is. Even if you look at of course Hogan held it for years, but you look at guys like Austin never really had super long title reigns.
But he got over on. I think personally, he got one-ups on the guys. Yeah, it wasn't the bad guys winning every week and then winning every pay-per-view, and that's true.
That's true.
I mean, just thinking quickly, I think there's only 3 guys that actually had that I could think of off the top of my head, 4 really, that had lengthy runs as a babyface. Would be Hogan, Cena, because the 2 of them together held it for 5 years. You can't say Punk, because Punk turned halfway through his.
He was still a good guy for a solid 8 months with the title. That was a pretty long run as a good guy.
True. And Batista and Triple H. Batista was the world heavyweight champion for what?
Right.
Wasn't he champion for a year too?
It was close to that. When he got injured. I think that was when he vacated it due to injury.
Wasn't that when Ray won it? Oh no, Kurt won it and then Ray won it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I wasn't watching back then. That's why I'm looking at Chris because he was a big Ray guy until Ray killed a guy. So Sorry. If only Al was here, because I remember when Matt got out with that once. But
way to bring down the chat, John.
Huh?
I said nice way to bring down the chat.
And Triple H, when he finally beat Orton after Orton was champion for what seemed like a decade, Triple H was champion in his own right for what, another 50 years?
You talking about when he was in SmackDown with the WWE title?
Yes. What seemed like for frickin' ever.
That's the era when I wasn't watching, so that I can't.
He fought Great Khali. He had no choice but to hold it. I mean, come on.
This is true. Not for nothing, and Wayne's going to give me some shit for saying this. That was around the time they really could have built up Ted DiBiase and some of those other guys. Wayne, go ahead. I hear you snickering. Go ahead.
Dun, 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 dun.
He's obviously in the DiBiase posse.
No, because since our last podcast over 5 years ago, it was about 5.5 years ago since our last podcast, you son of a bitch. Which, actually, trivia question. Wayne, did you know that Chris has been on the podcast before?
Nope.
Yes. Back when James left me, because, a group of 3 assholes told him to quit on the air. I'm not naming names, Wayne.
I wasn't around that time.
Yes, you were.
No, I wasn't.
You and the other two told him to do it.
I can tell you the whole story. I came back to find out that happened.
Or wasn't it? It was just Jay and Taj that told him to do it, right?
I have no idea, but I came back and found out that whole story happened. And I was like, what the... Yeah.
And then he proceeded to steal my name. But, it worked out okay. I'm up here. He's down there.
On to the next one, anyway.
Actually, what I think I'm going to do, we're going to take a commercial break here, guys. We're going to regroup. And when we get back, we're going to start these predictions. Get the shindig rolling. Get the chat rebounded from me talking about Ray killing a guy. We got to get Wayne out of his shell. He's not talking very much.
It's because I'm here.
It could be. We have one foreigner.
Before the show that I'm dealing with a back spasm since Friday, so...
So it's something serious, so now I feel bad.
No, I don't feel bad. The question is, what was he doing on his back that made him get the spasms?
Sleeping, John.
Sleep? Is that what the kids call it these days, Wayne?
Let's cut the commercial, will you?
Alright, guys, we'll be back here in a few minutes. It's Main Event Madness. Nobody knows it because nobody's listening, but we're live, baby, live! Want wrestling news? Want sports news? Want columns, podcasts, shopping, and a place to chat with fans around the world? Then you want MainEventMadness.com. This site has everything from the latest news about all your favorite wrestling companies, including WWE, TNA, ROH, and Global Force Wrestling, as well as news about all the major sports leagues, MLB, NFL, and NBA. Give us a try, and you won't regret it. It's MainEventMadness.com, where the madness runs wild. Hey, you. Yeah, you. Looking for quality wrestling news with an international flair? Looking for results and news from around the world? Look no further than Wrestling-News.net. Wayne Daly and his crew have you covered from top to bottom, from WWE to TNA to the top independent companies from around the world. Check them out, Wrestling-News.net. So you decided to check out Main Event Madness, and now you want to know how you can get the latest news about the show, the hosts, guests, showtimes, and more? Well, the answer's simple. Facebook. Head over to facebook.com/maineventmadness and be a part of the hundreds who have already liked the page and are the first to know everything you could ask about Main Event Madness. Facebook.com/maineventmadness, the official Facebook page for Main Event Madness Radio. Want to write a column, report news, a blog, or simply help out with the website? No problem. We're looking for reporters for sports, wrestling, and columnists. If interested, send an email and or resume to job@maineventmadness.com and join our team today. Main Event Madness is an equal opportunity employer. Please only send serious inquiries. The spam will not be read. From the associate producer of The Wrestler, and in the tradition of Joe Franklin and Ed Sullivan variety talk shows, Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV features an eclectic mix of legendary million-selling musicians, indie artists deserving greater exposure, and colorful pro wrestlers. Co-hosted by Steve Ludwig of Classic Pop Culture Radio, the show airs live every Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern at MadhouseTV.com and LegendsTVNYC.com. Martha Wash, Crown Heights Affair, Lanny Poffo, Nicole Bass, and other legends have joined us. You missed the birth of your mother and father. Don't you dare miss Evan Ginsberg's Legends TV. Life is about working. Life is about progress. So why not put them together? Well, we did. Join Matt Brees and Mike Booker every week for Working Progress, the Fans View podcast. Each week, the guys talk the latest in wrestling and sports and dabble in some fantasy ideas that'll blow your mind. It's the Working Progress every week only on MainEventMadness.com. Alright guys, we are back. It's Main Event Madness, Night of Champions pregame show, September 20th edition of the broadcast. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. I'm unfortunately making Chris have to go to hell. We got Chris Lugo, his columnist contributor with Main Event Madness, making his first podcast appearance in 5.5 years. I got with us also Joe Israel, and from Wrestling-News.net, Mr. Wayne Daly. I'd say you're the producer, but, that would require there to be a show to be a producer of at the moment. But like I said at the top of the show, guys, Main Event Madness, the weekly show, will be back on November 4th. Brand new co-host. I gotta, unfortunately for all of you, slide on the role of host, which means you guys get to listen to my voice a hell of a lot more than you had to before. I apologize in advance. Hell, I don't even like listening to my voice, and I have to hear it. So, I can only imagine how you guys all feel.
Just to break in, set the situation that you were on about a while ago as well. WWE actually put up on their Twitter account that in the first of his 2 title matches tonight, Rollins defends the title against Cena. So for anyone worried that Sting and Cena is on first, that's not going to happen.
Excuse me. Well, when Al said that, it seemed stupid that they would kick off the show with the World or Heavyweight Championship. It's not like it was 2 years ago where you had 2 championships where you could have put the other belt in the main event. So, what do you guys think? Let's start right off with that one then. The U.S. title, Cena Rollins, 756.
No complaints, son. They can have their many matches they want.
This is true. Good. But Joe, since you commented first, sir, what do you think? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Cena gets the belt back?
Actually, I'm going to say Rollins wins this one clean. I think they're going to build to Sting being the, they're going to build up over the night then that Sting needs to save them from the, the wrath of Rollins' double reign continuing. Mm-hmm. So I'll say, and I think Rollins needs to beat someone fairly eventually. So I think this could be the place where Rollins just...
Good old cop-out, too, when they don't have to have him do it in the main event.
Yeah. Maybe it's not, totally clean. Maybe he, uses the tights or something, but it won't be some totally schmazzy finish. But I'll say Rollins wins this one.
Mr. Daly?
Yeah, I agree with Joe.
Yeah, before I comment on that, I forgot you were even with me for a second. Listen, this is only the second time I've had somebody with me here doing the show. Mr. Lugo. Hopefully this is the first of many appearances for you, sure. Sir.
Well, if they want me, I'm not really worried about your opinion.
Well, it's my show, so I get to...
Anyways, probably I would say Rollins as well, but I doubt it would be clean there. Maybe possibly later at night. It'll be clean. Against Sting?
I don't know. See,
that or Cena's. I don't think it's going to be clean. That or Cena's going over.
Sorry, I'll show you after, Joe. To me, it doesn't really make sense that Cena would get the belt back from Rollins the first chance he gets. Because then you got to just sit there and think, well, what the hell was the point of him even beating Cena for the belt to begin with if he's just going to lose it back the next pay-per-view? A 1-month reign with the U.S. belt that he literally has done nothing with.
The only way I can see Cena getting it back is if something screwy happens at the end, that they build Rollins to becoming a face.
Well, Jericho's... coming towards the end of...
Yeah, that Rollins has no titles, if you get me.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you about this one, Wayne. Jericho's coming towards the end of his current run. Could you see him come back for one quick program?
Never say never.
To save us? Save us Y2J from the Authority and from Seth Rollins as the WWE Champion?
As I said, never say never with Jericho. Just don't know when that play's going to show up.
Well, it would kind of fit in, at least what I think it would kind kind of fit in with what they've been doing with with the pay-per-views the last few months. Look back, Battleground they had Brock Lesnar, SummerSlam they had The Undertaker, Night of Champions they have Sting. I mean, the last few months now, they've had some bigger names at these pay-per-views, and I wonder if that's something they're going to try to keep going into WrestleMania, which is crazy to think that we're already saying that, but, I mean, it's only a few months away now, and Mr. Chris Lugo is going to WrestleMania with Matt Brees, one of the hosts of Working Progress, which you guys can see on Spreaker.com and MainEventMadness.com each and every week. Yes, that was a cheap plug. I don't know. Could you, what about Daniel Bryan?
Are there any signs he's healthy?
He's been cleared, just not by WWE. But then again, he could have easily been cleared by WWE for now, because none of us, we don't know what hasn't been reported.
Yeah.
And even if it's been reported, I mean, unless it's Meltzerific, I don't think we know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
Especially if it's coming from Meltzer.
What's this about Daniel Bryan?
I'm just throwing ones out there, you know, either returns tonight or future pay-per-views. Kind of went off topic.
The betting websites, Daniel Bryan's actually the favourite. He's not the person I want.
What the hell are we watching? What?
Speak of the devil, WWE just tweeted out the Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns partner would be just as shocking as these unlikely allies, and then they'd link to like Teddy DiBiase with Rhodes and Holly.
Did you not call? You know what's hilarious about that is before we left Buffalo Wild Wings, Chris was literally just talking about that. Go ahead.
But all I said was if it was somebody like a Corbin or an NXT guy, he's going to go into their corner, and then they're just going to stack it, and he's going to slide over to the other corner, do the exact same move that Rhodes did with Holly.
That was a weird pay-per-view. Not a pay-per-view, but a weird match.
It's a weird situation.
It was. And then you had Manu. Does anybody here remember Manu?
Yep. I actually remember the guy very well.
Joe?
Barely. I wasn't watching much of that time.
Umaga Light. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't seem like it makes much sense if Cena just gives the belt back. Ryback. The Ryback. The big guy. Against... What the hell did he call Kevin Owens? The KO or something like that? God, it was
funny,
such
but he fell flat in his face.
Huh?
He tried to be funny, but he fell flat in his face when he done it.
Oh, that was a horrible promo. Like, what the hell? Well, they got some Angus steaks in the... wherever they're doing the bull riding now. But yeah, Ryback versus Kevin Owens for the Intercontinental Championship. 2 questions. Does Owens win, does Ryback win, or does anybody care? Wayne, we'll start with you. Switch up the order a little bit.
I honestly think Kevin Owens will win. I think Ryback's had a title for too long and hasn't done much in a way with it. I think if you put it on Owens, you could actually you could create a lot of new feuds and a lot of new potential opponents just for like 1 week or 2. I mean, I know we all want to see Owens versus Cesaro again.
Mr. Israel.
Yeah, I'll agree that Owens wins just because the Ryback experiment is probably coming to an end. I don't know that it's been very successful. Yeah, so Owens wins, and hopefully they'll do something. The Intercontinental Championship can often be the kiss of death when they, don't know what to do with guys. Owens is good enough that, he should be able to make something work out of it. That would be the hope. But yeah, I'll predict that he wins, and, they have a bunch of potential feuds, as Wayne said, that they could do after that.
I think the same thing, too. I think Owens would win, but I'm actually interested to see how he goes with someone like a Ryback in singles. He can do it in tag. He's done it in tag. He made Cena look good. You're welcome, John. That was for you. But I just wonder if this would be the guy that can actually elevate the title like they wanted to do with Daniel Bryan, to get it to where someone else like Rollins is fighting for that title as well, like they did with Cena. Or maybe turn it into that's the title that the new guys coming through try to go
Switch
after.
the roles of the U.S. and the IC
Yeah.
title. I have two points to make, one to Wayne's and one to yours. Wayne, could Owens, if he does, I mean, I think we're all in agreement that Owens is going to win the belt tonight, or should win the belt tonight, let's put it that way. Should Owens be built up as like a monster and just a powerhouse, just demolishing everybody, just to have the IC title feud with Sami Zayn when he comes back?
I actually think that's what it's going to lead to.
I do too, because I mean they're trying to put it on a pedestal. And Wayne, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
I just think that if Owens wins tonight, he's probably going to feud with probably again with Ryback, and then go into a little feud with like Cesaro or someone like that before Sami Zayn comes back at the end of the year.
And my other point to Chris's comment, there's one guy that really is floundering around right now that I feel like they could do with him what they tried to do with Ryback, but they failed with him. What about putting Randy Orton in the Intercontinental title picture?
That's what I had a feeling you were going to say, and Owens and Orton would definitely have good matches. I mean, they had one on Raw a couple months ago that was not bad. That would make sense as a feud for Owens, even if they only did it for a month, just to do a one-off match.
Speaking of one-off matches, there's one person I'd love to see Owens face, and that's Brock Lesnar.
Baby Brock versus Brock?
50 Brock.
Even though he's only like a year younger than Brock. That's the scary part. They're almost the same age.
It's just all these young guys are, quote-unquote young guys, are so much older than everyone realizes.
At least they're not like Sheamus. Sheamus was a quote-unquote rookie, and he was like 37 years old.
Well, Finn Balor's not that much younger, I don't think.
Wayne would be able to tell us.
32, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, that's not too bad. 32, 30, and between a difference between 32 and 34 or 35 is pretty substantial, especially.
That's true.
That was the same age I think Sheamus was as well when he came in. He was like 30, 31.
Was he when he came up to ECW? He was that young.
Yeah.
Damn, I thought he was older than that.
He'd be 38 next year. Actually, the very start next year.
Damn. And sorry, I got distracted for a second. I heard my dog eating dragging a plate around upstairs. I don't know if you heard that or not. My parents made meatloaf, and of course it's beef, so my dog's going absolutely freaking ape shit. But yeah, I mean, what else are they going to do with Orton? I mean, I know Orton's. Actually, that's one thing. I know we're going off topic with this, but I want to ask you guys: is Orton's career winding down already? The way he's starting to get this part-time schedule?
No, I think they should just do this part-time thing more. I think Orton has been really good the past few years. I don't know that his career is winding down as much as they should have guys. Now that they have all these events on the network where they don't have to worry about selling every pay-per-view, I think they should have guys take a month off randomly. Earlier in the year, I remember Reigns was not on a pay-per-view randomly. And they've done it with a few other guys, too. I think this should become a more regular thing. And now, with a card like this, with only 7 matches, assuming nothing else gets added, now Rollins versus Cena can be 25 minutes. And, that this 6-man tag can be 25 minutes and stuff like that. They just can make the matches longer.
Yeah, I mean, it's something they should do, but I don't know. It kind of worries me that it could be Orton weaning his career down a little bit.
If he wants to, he has the money.
Yeah, that is true. He was smart with that. He didn't get screwed too much in his divorce. What were you going to say, Wayne?
I was saying, when you think of it as well, though, you look at Cena and you look at Orton, they both came in at the same time. They've put, 12 years, 13 years of their life into this business.
That was a long run. Yeah, you're right.
You know what's crazy? Orton's only 35.
It's going to be the same when you look at Paige 10 years from now. Oh, she's like 22, 23, same as Sasha Banks. They're
Longest careers in Diva history, and there they are. Oh, nope, 32. Oh, they got another 10 years ahead of them. Watch Paige become like the next Moolah, wrestling until she's 60.
Quite possible.
Does anybody want to picture a 60-year-old Paige? Flabby piercings and tattoos going all over. Chris is sitting here dry heaving. I don't know. I think we've lost most. If we had a couple people listening, I'm pretty sure between me talking about Ray before and now Paige as a 60-year-old, I think I've lost them all.
Should we move to the tag title match?
Yes, that was just about where I was going with that. The Dudleys versus the Wayne. Go ahead. New Day rocks. The Dudleys versus the New Day. Chris, how do you want to see this match go? I kind of want to see this go into a few-month feud. By the way, Wayne, look at Facebook.
I think that it would be good if, I don't want to see the Dudleys win. I'm still not completely sold on the New Day just yet. But I don't want to see the Dudleys win because they just showed up out of nowhere. They automatically get put into the number one contender spot. I mean, I know they got the seniority card going, but if they win it, there goes that whole magic of them coming back, kind of like when DX did it. Was it 06?
Mm-hmm.
And they won. They didn't win it right away.
Oh no, that was the second one. I think that was like 08 or
08
or 09.
Yeah, when they had to come back because it was like I think it was Jericho around the time. I don't even remember, to be honest with you.
Jericho was greatness.
But they had that good long feud, and it didn't seem like they just won it just because of who they are, even though they are who they are.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm intrigued, but like I was saying before you made your point, I think the New Day and the Dudleys could be a feud that could even... I don't know if I'm going too far outside the realm of possibility that it could even stretch to a TLC to where maybe a Hardys come in. You know, that's the new cooler talk that the Hardys are coming back to WWE. I know I'm like 8 weeks late on that one, but I don't know. I mean, there's not really another tag team you could throw in there if they wanted to try to redo the Triangle TLC. Joe, how do you feel about the tag match?
Yeah, there is. And if you want to have someone that's going to take risks, Lucha Dragons will do that.
Yep.
Oh, true.
That's what I see them doing too. I see them taking the Dudleys and not needing like the Hardys to do those kinds of things. Take two other tag teams and build them up that way, and then maybe possibly build up a fourth tag team in a different way, so that way they have those three different kinds of styles, but with newer guys. So the styles are still there when these guys have to leave.
I say if they're going to do a fourth tag team and you guys are going to hate... Excuse me, you guys are going to all shit on me for this. I say it should be the Ascension.
Give them back their NXT gimmick.
Oh yeah, get rid of the freaking shitty-looking LOD, face paint, and all that stuff. Let them come out as they were in NXT, and let them just be themselves, like they were in NXT before Vince decided to fuck with them. But, Joe, how do you feel about the tag match tonight?
I'll say the New Day wins tonight. I do think post-match someone will get put through a table. But I'll say New Day wins tonight. But I'm not totally sold because I do think sometime within the next one or two pay-per-views the Dudleys will win the tag titles. And then that's the way they'll stretch out this feud for a couple months, is they will have a title swap, and then the New Day can fight for the titles as challengers. And then, yeah, maybe stretch it to TLC and do some sort of TLC match, gimmick match, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that. I'd be down for that. And I hate you.
And I will say I because you brought up, I don't think the Ascension gimmick will ever work, no matter what they try to change, no matter how they try to change it.
Well, what do you guys?
It's too late, because the only reason they were popular in NXT was because they just beat the crap out of people and were undefeated. And that's not going to happen on the main roster. It had nothing to do with the gimmick. It was the undefeated was their gimmick, and they can't have that anymore. So
Goldberg.
And that basically was what it was that they beat the crap out of people and never lost.
Now, the New Day is getting over because of Xavier Woods and his smart ass, outside antics.
I think it's all three of them. Woods.
It is all
probably
part
the top,
of it.
but I think it's all of them.
Do you think that WWE reaches in the well and brings back a guy like Abraham Washington and tries to rejuvenate the primetime players a little bit? Tell me a promo battle between Abraham Washington and Xavier Woods. Would it be one of the funniest things you've ever seen?
I do not think they will do that.
Why not, though? I mean, what he said wasn't that bad. What, Wayne?
I said, do you know who I'd prefer for one night only?
You
gotta have Tony Atlas just for one night.
Put him with the New Day. Sit there with Xavier Woods, asinine comments, and then you pan over.
There's one person that's trying to get his name back in this wrestling business at the moment. Well, how about putting the primetime players with Virgil?
I knew he was going to say that. I knew he was going to say that.
I don't think they want anything to do with Virgil.
No. Hey, what about bringing back Ted DiBiase Jr. with Virgil?
Again, I do not think anyone in the wrestling industry wants anything to do with Virgil. Except for apparently Hulk Hogan.
Why? What's Hogan doing with him?
I think that was when the whole Hogan thing happened, Virgil was one of the few people who spoke out in support of him.
Hey, Hulk, I defended you. Can I have $1 million? You can have $1, brother. But, it's going to be, I mean, that's definitely potential to be one of the matches of the night.
I think it's something the crowd could get into, which is not true for a lot of this card. And that's one of the big things. Like, no one cares about the Rusev feud anymore. The six-man tag people will care about if the surprise is someone good, but if it's not, they will crap on it.
It sucks that
no
nobody
one's going to care about Ryback. So there's so much for no one to care about that I think it'll make something like the New Day, which people are into, whether they like it or don't like it, people still respond to it. It'll make it seem like an even bigger deal.
They're the tag team John Cena's. It sucks that the Rusev Ziggler feud's gone downhill so much because
it shouldn't have been more than a month or two. It's been like 5 months now.
I mean, that was still a feud that they could have built the Hell in a Cell.
I don't think they ever could have. I said this last month too. I never thought it could have gone that long.
Well, if you look at these feuds right now, what on this card? There's a few we haven't gotten to yet, and I have a feeling I know what you're going to say. What translates into a Hell in a Cell match besides Seth Rollins and John Cena?
Whatever they're doing with Ambrose and Reigns and the Wyatts. That's the other one.
And before we move on here, Mr. Wayne Daly, I apologize, sir.
Put it this way, if the Dudleys don't win tag titles tonight, it's going to be 3, 2, 1.
Oh, but Wayne can swear, but when I swear, it's because I'm mad, isn't it?
So I alluded to, we were talking about Rusev Ziggler. I guess we can move on to that and maybe go through that one kind of quickly because I don't think anyone cares anymore. Like I couldn't even guess because I care so little.
I say the winner of this match is the fans because the feud will be over.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Ziggler wins just so that means the feud's over.
Ziggler wins, LOL.
Yeah, I don't.
Nope.
Not happening. Rusev wins, LOL.
I don't really. I could see Rusev winning. The thing that interests me about this is what direction is it taking Ziggler? Is it going to turn him into the asshole where he actually did do all this stuff, and he just comes out and says, "Yeah, I did," whatever?
And
Or-
then Summer Rae goes with Ziggler.
Yeah, that or something happens with like Lana and she still doesn't. She ends up not believing whatever and goes.
Well, I guess that's the
I think
talk right
Lana's
now.
going to be there for some reason.
Huh?
I have the feeling that Lana's going to be there tonight for some reason. She's going to cost Ziggler. And that's
See,
how Rusev's going to pick up the victory.
I'm in the extreme minority because I actually didn't mind Ziggler and Lana.
It was
Oh, they
fun.
had zero.
I didn't think it
chemistry.
was-
They were awful together.
I think Lana would have been so much better with Ziggler if they dropped the Russian accent.
I don't think it mattered. There was still no chemistry.
I don't think it's that. I think it's the fact that we know that Summer Rae can wrestle, but then they didn't want to do anything with Lana. They just wanted her to be the manager.
I mean, at least Ziggler and Lana didn't have as little chemistry as Rusev and Summer.
Ugh.
I don't know, just seeing them just looks so awkward.
Hey, I'm a big fan of Dog Ziggler. All right. Hey, he gave her pretty good gifts on that episode of Raw.
This is true. The fish. The headless fish.
We can call it Lana.
But next up we've got let's try to switch this around a little bit. The WWE World Heavyweight Championship match, Sting versus Seth Rollins. Wayne, go ahead, fella. See what I did there?
You just kind of answered like what my prediction is going to be.
I know. I knew where you were going with this. But go ahead. Celebrate.
To be honest, I actually think though if Sting goes over, I think Sting could hold it till tomorrow night. Because I don't think they'll really want to do a title change like that with the Money in the Bank briefcase on a pay-per-view.
Why not? As many as many times as WCW belt changed hands in WCW, you wouldn't want to. You don't think Vince would want to do that to Sting?
Put it this way, would you want to put it on a pay-per-view or would you want to put it up against Monday Night Football where people are going to talk about it?
I'm a Jets fan. It's the Jets and Colts tomorrow night. I'm not really too concerned about Monday Night Football.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Would you prefer to see it on a pay-per-view or Monday
I
Night
mean,
Football?
it's going to be another pay-per-view because it's just going to be some bullshit match because they don't give us legitimate championship matches on Raw anymore. Case in point, or even legitimate main events at this point, is case in point Sting wrestling for the first time ever on Monday Night Raw. He got a headlock in, a corner move, and he got his ass kicked by Big Show.
But you knew that one was going to happen.
He still wrestled, didn't he?
He wrestled for 30 seconds.
He still wrestled.
It wasn't exactly false advertising. You should have known that was going to happen anyways. Especially with Sting. That's part of his appeal. Kind of like when Undertaker is not around all the time. But now that he's back more, you're interested in seeing, what's he going to do? Is he going to get in the ring? And he gets in the ring for 2 seconds, and that's all it takes.
All right, I guess you got a good point there. Does anybody think that Seth Rollins retains the belt?
I think it's going to be another schmaz finish, another DQ type thing. I don't.
Get the talking though. What if Lesnar shows up?
If Lesnar shows up,
What would be the story behind it, though? He's kind of involved with Taker right now.
You get a DQ finish. You get Lesnar F5 Rollins. Sheamus comes out. Lesnar walks to the back. Sells herself.
I'm curious. I don't think they're gonna. I still think Sheamus is losing when he cashes in. I don't know if. I don't like this term very much. I don't know if the WWE is realizing that Sheamus is getting X-Pac heat and not real heat. Like, he's getting booed because the fans don't want him on TV. He's not getting booed because he's a heel. So I think it would be a huge disaster to put the belt on him, especially during unless they just are giving up going up against football, and they've just decided this is the time when no one watches wrestling. We'll deal with the Sheamus thing now. They could do that, but
Just to get out of the situation they caused themselves because they decided to put the briefcase on Sheamus.
I don't think that was a problem at the time because Sheamus had just come back and they wanted to try. I like Sheamus. This is not working. The fans do not care about him. They boo him because they don't want him.
Unless they do a swerve and they have Sheamus cash in on Rollins and turn babyface.
He can't turn babyface with the stupid beard. He can't.
Well, to be honest, I actually kind of agree with you in a tiny bit that if Sheamus does lose and we're cashing in, there's an option for Sheamus to cash in tonight with the match, like similar to what Rollins done at WrestleMania. They could still have Sting.
Yeah.
They could still have Sting go over, or even Rollins go over.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. That's definitely for sure.
Sting just losing again would be unbelievable. Just to have him now have wrestled twice and lost twice.
Yeah, there's your storyline for his final WrestleMania. He puts his career on the line to try to win one match in WWE. There's your storyline, folks.
Yeah, but that's going to be a 3-0 loss. You get me?
Oh, yeah, I know. But
I still think that there's the possibility of Triple H coming out and doing something tonight.
that's another one. Do they build... Does Triple H cost Rollins?
Or if he wins it, drops him, and then Sheamus comes out.
Yeah, I mean, kind of recreate what they did with Orton, but with Sheamus. And it's, well, we're giving up on you. You know, Sheamus is more intense than you are. You know.
He hasn't needed us.
Huh?
So he hasn't needed us to
He doesn't need to be coddled by us. So this is the new focus of the authority. And blah, blah, blah. Huh?
That's possible because I think the one thing that would get people to care about Sheamus is if they put him with someone else.
or maybe have him lose all that, the long shot, but have him go corporate.
Yeah.
And then there's Kane. And then there's Kane.
What that actually reminded me of there when you said that is the Family Guy episode. And then there's Mud.
I'm still holding out hope for Kane, seriously.
What, for tonight?
No, long-term plans for Kane. I really want to see them do with Undertaker what he did to Undertaker. Have Undertaker come back and have his last feud be with him. I know it's kind of going off topic, but have it basically do what Kane did to him. Like, oh, you're not my brother anymore. You've gone corporate. Come back as the monster.
You're not a monster anymore. You become human.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Kane here in a minute, guys. Co-main event in a lot of people's minds here. Nikki Bella, Charlotte, WWE Divas title on the line. Does John Cena or Mrs. John Cena defeat Ric Flair Jr.?
Who are you going to throw that to?
Yeah, why not, Wayne? Go ahead. I was looking to see who's going to bite on that fish first.
Well, as I said earlier in the show, I actually feel that Charlotte's going to walk out with the title tonight. It's going to go about 20 minutes, as I said, and it's going to start. It's actually going to kickstart the Divas Revolution.
Yeah, I can see that. Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Charlotte will win. I don't know how long the match will be, and hopefully start to do something. We'll see where it goes from here. The more I see Charlotte do things, the less interested I become in her. This was another thing I said last month. She's not very good at promos. She does not. She has, for some reason, she has a lot of personality when she wrestles, but when she's not wrestling, she has zero personality.
It's like she's nervous.
I think she is. I think she is nervous.
She'll be nervous. She's her dad's Ric Flair.
Yeah.
He's shadow, like trying to be like. They're trying to push her to be like him, but she wants to be different.
Yeah. Yeah, and I that was another thing I said last month. I don't think that has. They make her more and more like Flair every time. I don't like that. I wish they could let her be her own person. And she's great when she wrestles, but when she's not wrestling, she's just not very good.
She's very awkward when she's.
So they need to just pair her with someone. I assume she'll keep feuding with the Bellas for a little bit, which is probably the right thing to do. Because because the bell certainly will galvanize the audience.
I'm just talking all this leads to all the divas going their separate ways.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, and it certainly will soon enough. I mean, I think she'll feud with the Bellas for 1 or 2 more months until, she feuds with Paige next, because Paige gets angry, and Paige will turn.
Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's what I think it might actually happen tonight, is that Paige turns on her, because I pointed it out, at least I think I pointed it out to Al on Monday, and I don't know if I said it to you too, Wayne, or not. Paige looked very awkward. Like, I don't know if she was trying to be snarky or something when they were coming out. Like, she didn't do that little pinky handshake thing. She didn't do that with Charlotte. She was kind of clammed up, like, facially a little bit.
The turn could happen soon. I still think Charlotte will win the title first. The turn could maybe happen tomorrow or right after the match or something.
I'm not really interested in the title. I was more interested in the championship scramble or whatever, the beat the clock to get to the title. It's like the title doesn't, and I guess I'm a little sour too because of the whole, she attributes it to Dusty. I get you're trying to get heat, but it's like, okay, but you're not really fighting. You're not defending it every night to do that. It's almost like times don't even matter anymore, but then you're going to say that, and then they have a clock going for it, and then all just to clear out AJ's time. I really hope that's not the case. I almost want to see Nikki win because of that. Because, if she already did it, why make it just be by a week just to say? Just to say, hey, we got her.
That could have been, yeah, because...
Got him!
Got him! But I agree, because I mean, if they really wanted to be assholes about it, they could have had her lose the belt on SmackDown. I mean, it would have been stupid considering the pay-per-view was 4 days away, but they've done stupider things. And then, all right, let's get into the match here before we get ready to wrap up. I think everybody's been wanting to talk about. We got through the potatoes, now to get to the meat of this dinner that is a pay-per-view. And that is the Wyatt family versus Shield 2.0. Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Luke Harper versus Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns. No, Dean Ambrose, Roman Reigns, and to be announced.
I bet you won.
The hell? The fact that started up on its own kind of scared me. Sorry, guys. I'm sitting there thinking my phone screen's off, and then I look, I'm like, wait, what the hell is that? Anyway, sorry, guys. Let's go to Joe first. What are you expecting out of this match tonight?
So actually, I have not really been following much of the rumors or anything about this. My first thought when they announced this, and I have no idea if he's ready to come back yet, but my initial thought was, this will be Eric Rowan. Is he rumored to be returning anytime soon?
He's done Performance Center. He's meant to return in November.
Yeah, he's still got a few more weeks.
Okay, so then that might take that out. That was my initial thought. That made the most sense.
They could go
I'm just saying, if he does return tonight.
Yeah.
I'd expect him to work minimally.
Yeah.
So I mean, if he returns tonight, it'd just be an Attitude Era booking where he returns only to join the Wyatts.
But that's the thing, he might return, he might not even get into the match.
Yeah, I mean, the crowd won't really react to that, probably. So that was my initial thought. Other than that, I mean, then you would start just guessing NXT people, and it could be anyone. I mean, then it could be anyone. Who knows?
Mr. Lugo?
Well, as much as I hate to say it, they got a really good chance here, I think, to do something unexpected. Even with, all the spoilers and stuff that are going on out there about who it could be. I know it wouldn't happen, but I would love to see if somehow they messed with the card, made his title match in a different spot. Have it be Rollins. It's been done, yes, but give him a new face on it or something. Say he's got his family back, he doesn't need them. Bring that way. Or if we do go with somebody completely new, somebody completely different, I still say they end up with the Wyatts at the end, whoever it is, regardless of the winning or not. At some point, they're going to end up with the
party
Wyatts too.
pooper, Adam Rose. Only to rejoin them as Leo Kruger. Wayne?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that it's going to be Cesaro.
That'd be a fun one, and he's not. They went out of their way to get him out of his programs too. I mean, he's not really doing anything right now, but kind of butting heads with Owens still a little bit. And even that, I mean, it's been a couple weeks.
Cesaro or Kane. It's going to be someone that the fans are going to go and look at him with the other two guys and kind of go, why or what?
You mean
I don't think this can be Kane just because he needs to still be involved. The Rollins thing never really ended. So I think Kane needs to come back in that feud somehow, which is why I think it would be weird for him to come back here. I like the Cesaro pick. That would...
I know who it's going to be. Wayne.
Who's it going to be?
Step up, Ricky. Yes, sir. Somebody gon' get their ass kicked. Somebody gon' get their...
Although during the week they did reveal that it was going to be Savio Vega.
I just think they got a really good opportunity here because, I mean, yes, I'm a big Ambrose fan, but I'm kind of invested in this story the most. They kind of did not. The story itself kind of isn't anywhere. It's kind of the buzz of who the third guy is going to be.
Yeah.
And
Okay, I'm going to put all of you on the spot right now. If they call up one NXT guy tonight to be the third man, who should it be?
I mean, I would... who should it be? I would pick Samoa Joe. Because also with the way, with Samoa Joe, you can bring him back you can bring him up to the main roster for 2 months and then have him disappear. He can just be involved in this feud, and that's it. That's why I would pick him.
I don't know. To me, Finn Balor kind of seems like he's the next one to come up. He's the champion. Usually, the champions are the next in line to be promoted.
Braun Strowman.
And then there's Braun Strowman, the only big guy with a beard left in NXT.
He's not going to do anything once this is over. This is not good for him.
No, it's not. But I mean, Finn Balor would be a fun one. To Joe's point, Samoa Joe would make sense. He's a big guy.
I think NXT needs Finn Balor too much right now. I think he's...
Well, I mean, just because he comes up for this match doesn't mean he'd have to leave NXT.
I don't think he's going to be called up anytime soon.
I mean,
think it's going to be at least another 4 to 6 months.
Look at Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn
I think
came up.
NXT needs Finn Balor. To be brutally honest. Yeah, he's champion. I think if he was on the main roster, he'd fit right in.
Oh, no, he would fit right in. I think NXT needs him. I don't think he needs NXT. I think NXT has
missing.
no other huge names right now to replace him.
Well, I mean, it would kind of coincide with the return of Hideo Itami.
Plus, you got Sami Zayn. Plus, you got the
Zayn, I think, is coming right back to the main roster.
Yeah, I don't think Sami Zayn's going back down. Not with Owens on the main roster now.
Given these appearances on NXT, it's got to be something to do with that. Like,
I'm still trying to...
I think he'll come back to NXT and then probably just transition to the main roster.
Are they going to...
Kevin Owens does.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Owens does bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
Plus, do they explore what they teased a little bit of Hideo Itami and Kevin Owens? They kind of teased that Kevin Owens was the one to lay out Itami.
Yeah, I guess they will need to go back to that at some point. I'd forgotten about that.
Well, they don't have to. It's WWE. I mean,
they've
had dozens of dozens.
For whatever reason, I just have this feeling in the back of my mind that even if it's not true, and Wayne, I think all the points you bring up are good. Even if it's not true, I think they just feel like in the back of their mind, we should leave Finn Balor here for a while. I don't know why I get that feeling, but I just do. I think he might come up maybe around the Rumble or maybe right after WrestleMania, but I honestly think it's going to be that long.
To me, I just think that they're building Braun Strowman, they're calling him a monster. They need someone like with those kind of capabilities on the other team as well. They call Cesaro a monster because of his strength. That's kind of why he picks Cesaro.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just thought this would be a good idea, depending on how they work it. This is where they could bring in a repackaged Bo Dallas. It's a stretch, but they could do it.
Kind of going the same way that I was talking with Rowan. If he returned, he would just join the Wyatts. I think the same thing would happen with Bo at this point. That Bo would go with the Wyatts.
Yes and no, though. But I mean, because it's not really that big of a secret that they're family. They could do something. We've seen stranger things happen.
I think they will actually do that at some point. I don't know that will be tonight, but...
Speaking of stranger things happening, and I know he's just coming back from injury, what about Alex Riley?
I'd love to see that. I liked Alex Riley when he had the good guy, when he had the face run the first one with The Miz.
No.
I liked it.
I'm not a fan of Alex Riley. I wasn't a fan of Alex Riley, the commentator. I wasn't a fan of Alex Riley, the wrestler. It was just something about him. I never liked him.
You didn't get a chance, really.
Well, even when he was on the main roster, when with the Miz. Huh?
I actually liked him as a commentator because he had he's sort of in the same vein as Matt Stryker. He has genuine excitement. He would seem genuinely excited about things, so I always liked that from him as a commentator.
Here's where I'm upset that Corey Graves is injured, because that would be a good spot for him too, I would think. Not injured, but he can't come back.
Well, I got two names before we get ready to wrap this up. I'll get your opinions on. Yes or no?
If he's healthy, it would make sense. It would work. I don't know that he's healthy.
But he is the favourite with betting websites, so usually they're usually on the money with things. If it is deep right, I think the fans will go apeshit.
Yes.
That could also be their way of keeping him from going into the main event ever again.
Or at least for the time being. I mean, I'm sure it'll happen at some point, but I'm not saying he's going to win the belt. He could just be thrown in the main event like Shawn was. Shawn was thrown in the main event for years, and he never won the belt.
Or do we not have a third guy at all?
No, they flat out said that they're going to have a third guy.
Right, but you never know. Like something,
Or does Luke Harper turn on the Wyatts? Kind of your point.
That would be kind of an interesting one.
Kind of the way of DiBiase and Rhodes. Does Luke Harper join with Ambrose and Reigns? I swear to God, if I call that, that's a long shot. It is a long shot, but it's not one I've seen anybody mention.
There's a reason I don't think that will happen, which is because I think the whole reason he is back with Bray Wyatt is because they tried the singles run and it didn't work. I don't think they're going to now try a singles run again.
But now he's getting mic time. Like he's actually talking more. When he had the title, he didn't even talk.
That's true. And last one.
If you smell what the Rock is cooking.
I have to shut that off. I could jam to that song. I'm judging by the silence from all three of you. This is a resounding no.
I don't know that he's ever going to wrestle again. He will make plenty of appearances for the WWE. I don't know that he's having a match again. After he almost got injured and almost had to cancel a movie at WrestleMania 29.
Was that Fast 7 that he was filming for that?
That was the Hercules movie, I believe.
Okay. Because I was wondering if something happened to Rock, because I was watching Fast 7 the other day, and he was only in it for like 20 minutes. But, Wayne, what do you think? Yes or no?
I put it 50-50. And that's been brutally honest. Usually WWE, if they want to tease The Rock, they'll do it during the show. They've done it in the past.
I kind of got to bring the D-Bry shirt, just in case, I think. But it'll be interesting, that's for sure, guys. And I think that's about to do it. Is there any other things you wanted to get to, Wayne?
Save your tables and break it, Dudley.
I'll make a quick plug for people to check out.
Absolutely,
King
go ahead.
Trios, Chikara's show I went to a couple weeks ago. It was a really good year for them this year. They kind of rebounded after the 2014 tournament was good but not great. It was really good this year. They brought in a lot of outside teams. One team that kind of won even though they didn't technically win the tournament, that kind of won the weekend were these guys from this company Fight Club Pro, which is based out of the UK. I'm not sure, Wayne, if you're familiar with them.
I know who I want to say, MK McKinnon and...
Yeah, so it was... McKinnon got injured, so he couldn't make it, but it was Trent Seven, Tyler Bate, and Dan Maloney, who's a rookie. No one was really familiar with them. They won the weekend. They are really good and had some really good matches. And ultimately the tournament came down to the Lucha Underground team, which was Phoenix, Aerostar, and Drago, against the Bullet Club team, the Young Bucks, and AJ Styles. So that was like a match you're never really going to see anywhere else. So they kind of teased up building that the whole weekend. And, this was the first time of finals in the King of Trios tournament where there were no Chikara guys in the finals. It was all outside talent. And those two teams in particular had a bunch of really good matches, as well as the Fight Club Pro guys. There was just a lot of really good wrestling throughout the tournament this weekend. So I think this year's group of shows were particularly strong and I think are worth checking out.
That's the one thing about Chikara. What else did they brought in the Blue World Order, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, where are you going to see? I think that's the big appeal as well outside of the normal Chikara guys is where are you going to see the Blue World Order versus let's say Lucha Underground stars.
Exactly. So they had the Blue World Order on night one. They of course lost in the opening round. But then in the tag team gauntlet, they had the Blue Meanie and Simon Dean. So Nova was able to then wrestle with Simon Dean. So they have weird stuff like that happening.
Good stuff.
To be brutally honest, I think if Chikara was bigger than what it is, it actually would not surprise me if we saw Stephen Amell wrestling for Chikara.
He would. Anyone with those types of characters would certainly fit. And this year, I think another good thing with this year's King of Trios was that it was not. They had plenty of storyline stuff going on, but it was not super overly storyline heavy, where it would be difficult for other people to get into the show. It was still just a lot of really good matches. Besides doing some storyline stuff, which they definitely did. There was definitely plenty of storyline stuff, but there was just a lot of really good wrestling otherwise, which is sometimes what Chikara is missing. And this tournament, they really doubled down on that, especially by having, there were 4 Bullet Club matches and 4 matches with the Lucha Underground guys through the weekend.
Good stuff. Oh, go ahead, Wayne.
No, go ahead.
No, you're good.
Go ahead.
Oh, I didn't mean to talk over you. I was just going to say, just browsing through really quick, another name to throw out there that's at least worth consideration is Chris Jericho. Apparently is backstage at Night of Champions also. Although I don't think there's much to read into with that, considering he's touring with them for the live events. Although I guess it's worth noting, considering I don't think he's backstage at the shows he's not working.
Did I read somewhere that he's fighting Owens at the MSG special?
Yeah.
I feel like I remember reading that.
I think
you read correctly.
Yeah, because if that's true, that's a dream match. And that's a dream match, in my opinion, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Currently advertised matches are Lesnar, Big Show, Owens, Jericho, and probably card subject to change. Cena versus Rollins, and it's for the title. If Cena wins, then it's not going to be for the world title.
Do we have to sit through Big Show versus Lesnar again?
I thought it was going to be Lesnar and Bo Dallas.
I would rather watch that.
For Lesnar, it's going to be Lesnar destroying him as fast as he destroyed Kofi.
Yeah.
I just don't want to sit through Big Show and Brock Lesnar again. God.
John's going to be about 3 minutes. It's not much.
No, he can go about 10, 15 minutes if he breaks out as many chairs as he did at the Rumble a few years ago. If he breaks out that many chairs, then by all means, retire Big Show. But I don't know. It'll be interesting. Guys, we hope you enjoyed our pregame show for Night of Champions here tonight. After you yell at me to wrap up, what's up?
All I'd say is 3 words. Go, Pack. Go.
If you're going to talk 3 words, New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. New Day Rocks. Fresh. New socks. Thank you guys for taking time out of your Sundays to listen to us. And don't forget, Main Event Madness Radio is back on November 4th. We will have Vampiro soon thereafter. Exclusive interview with Mark Madison, our new co-host for Main Event Madness. We will be back for Hell in a Cell. I don't know what day. I think that's the 25th of October. Don't be curling your lip at me. You ain't got to come back.
Thank you. Something for Takeover Respect.
Huh?
I said we might do something for Takeover Respect.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. Wayne, thank you for coming on. You're contractually obligated to be here for the next one. Joe, I think you and me are the only sense of continuity between these shows, so always a pleasure to have you on here, man. Love to have you back next time.
Yeah, as long as I'm not too busy with school, I'm always happy to stop by.
Absolutely. Yep. Like I said, happy to have you. Lugo, was fun. Let's not wait another 5.5 years, because let's be honest, I probably won't be doing this in 5.5 years. So, unless I make it big. You know what's awesome? I still won't be as old as Wayne is now in 5.5 years.
Well, he's not coming back.
Yes, he will. Don't worry, he's typing the hell out of a message to me right now.
No, man, just not responding, in a sense.
Oh, stop it. I gotta rib you a little bit. But guys, I'm rambling, which means it's time to hang these mics up for the week. We'll see you guys back here in a few weeks. Maybe for, when's Axe C Takeover?
October 7th.
Maybe we'll be back for that. We'll see. I started my new job next week, so time will tell how tricky this schedule is going to be. But that's going to do it for Wayne Daly, Joe Israel, Chris Lugo. I'm John Curry, signing off for this. Lord willing, we'll see you back here for the next show. And enjoy Night of Champions, and we'll be seeing you.
Don't fuck yourself, San Diego.
Well, don't go fuck yourself, San Diego, because actually Southern California is one of our highest listened to markets. So don't go fuck yourself.
Come on, he's watching Anchorman a while ago.
You watch some random movies sometimes. But nonetheless, guys, for these 3 gentlemen, I'm signing off. We'll see you around here. Bye-bye. The preceding broadcast was a Main Event Madness Network production. If you missed a part or all of tonight's show, head over to Spreaker.com/show/Main Event Madness for a complete archive. Or tune in Friday nights on blogtalkradio.com/VOC Nation at 6 p.m. Eastern for an encore presentation. Main Event Madness, your wrestling podcast, your wrestling website. Have a good one, everybody. So long.
Hey. You still here? The show's over. go home. If you're home, watch Night of Champions. Bye.